really first started painting when I was a kid. I saw my mum, she was painting a tanka painting, and it was a painting of green Tara. And it just blew me away. My childhood background, I grew up in a Tibetan boarding school in India, and the whole environment, everybody was deeply connected to spirituality. The director of the school was the Dalai Lama's sister, and so my whole life she wanted me to have an upbringing that was about connecting to our deepest essence. And so I got to experience that. Then when I came back over to Australia, there was a period of time where I just really didn't know how to embed that into life because it wasn't around me so much, and I kept wondering, why isn't it in our schooling? Why isn't it in our culture? And so I looked for it. And when I saw her painting, I discovered this essence of life speaking through the artwork. And then there was a miracle that happened. It was happening in the area where we lived, where the statue of Jesus Christ started bleeding. Mother Mary, there was a statue of Mother Mary, and there was a miracle that happened with the statue. And then my mother's painting started crying. All of these miracles at the same time. And it's not something that the mind can grasp, how these sort of things happen. It's beyond our capacity to understand. And for me, when I paint, I enter into that world. I have direct access to that. And I have to put aside my mind and my ego, and artwork gives me that connection to that, which is why I paint, and I want to share that with the world. I want to really step into that space of surrender, inner surrender, and awaken my own consciousness through the artwork, and then help guide other people to see their own true essence, which is, and I find that to be a powerful experience whenever I'm painting. When I'm deeply immersed in that experience. I worked on a series of paintings called The Leap of Faith, and time seems to drop away. Time becomes irrelevant, but yet at the same time worthwhile. And so it's like a building on the foundation of life. And in my paintings I use a lot of layers, and each layer builds upon the other layer. And when I look at life, everything is made of layers. We are made of layers. The atomic structure of matter is made of layers, and energy builds on energy to create a physical manifestation. And so in my paintings, I don't understand it, but it's happening, built on a succession of layers. And then I like to scrape away at those layers to reveal the colors coming through. And then suddenly there's this intermingling and this sort of cross-penetration or cross-pollination of those different layers and those, substrata that I can see. And then the texture, I use that texture to invite that sort of connection between the spirit and the matter, the two worlds, where it's like whenever I look out into the world, I'm seeing through the matter, and I'm having access to the world of energy. So yeah, it's really exciting and really inspiring, and at the same time it's scary because I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off what I seek to share. And I think that's where the leap of faith came in, is at no point in time do I have complete control, and that's the ego trying to control the results. But it's really life, and so surrendering to the process and developing a connection, that's the inspiring aspect of it. Yeah, and then working up to like this exhibition coming up on Saturday, really wanting to share that. And there's been times where I've not known whether I should continue doing what I'm doing, but the more that I step into courage, the more that I step into love and backing my own wisdom, backing the healing, my own healing. So then by doing that, I'm supporting other people to believe in themselves and to actually shine their light, their wisdom. So each one of us has that, our story to tell and how we've overcome some of the challenges, some of our traumas, some of the problems that we've witnessed in our lives. No doubt each of us have that. So in order to turn that into a masterpiece, we have to, find our own magic and live that. And that takes trust. That's a leap of faith. So that's what, my work is really about, is to actually recognize we're all on that same journey. It's not exclusive, it's inclusive. And yeah, spreading that light. And the more that I've been doing that, the more that I'm realizing, we are connected, and it's about us instead of me.